Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you this knot right here. This is called a headhunter's knot. In an earlier video I stated that this was the only knot that I knew of that was a Turk's head that was tied in a gaucho pattern without the use of a base knot, as in tying a Turk's head and then doing an interweave over top of it. That's true to an extent. It's the only one that I've tied on a mandrel such as this. There are other Turk's heads that are tied in a gaucho pattern, that being arrows running around the knot this way instead of a herringbone this way, that are tied without the use of a base knot, but they also use a tool like this. This is called a Turk's head tool or a knot tool. It's made by a guy named Don Burris. He's got a great website. I highly recommend you check it out. I'll put a link in the description. He also has, along with this Turk's head tool that comes in this little box here, these two books. The Turk's Head Cookbook, volumes 1 and 2. I have tied a lot of the knots in these books using this tool. It's a great tool for making these decorative knots. I don't use it that often in application of something that I'm making, whether it's a bell rope or a piece of horse tack or something like that, mainly because it's kind of tough to get off the pins. But it is great for tying a bunch of designs that you can't really do without having these pins to hook the bites over. And it's very step-by-step, very thorough book on how to make each one of these knots. Great books. I highly recommend them if you're learning Turk's heads. I would recommend that you learn the basics of how Turk's heads are made first, and then get into something like this, because there is just a plethora of different knots that can be made using this tool. Anyway, on to the knot tying. Okay, so tying the headhunter's knot is actually not that difficult. The reason I called it an advanced knot is because it's a little difficult to get started, especially if you've never done it before. But holding all the parts together until the knot really starts to form can be tough. So I'll try to go slow and explain it. But it starts off just like you're tying an odd bited knot. So you're going to go over, over, and then right here you're going to go under as you come up next to the standing end. Okay? Now here's where it gets different from tying a standard Turk's head or a Turk's head base knot. Instead of just going under and continuing over one under one pattern, expansion passes and all that, we're going to go completely over everything and exit the right or the left side of the knot, just like that. Okay. Then we're going to come back around the knot. Don't worry about the back side here. It's not going to look like anything. It'll take care of itself. Okay. All you want to do is make sure you're past this X right here when you come back underneath 2. Just like that. You're going to go underneath everything and exit the right side of the knot. Just like that. Alright. Then coming back across to the left, you're going to cross everything over just like that. So you're going over 3. And this is really how the pattern goes. It builds on itself incrementally, and it maxes out at 3. So just remember that. It'll make sense in a minute. So crossing over 3, and the back side, it goes under 3. Alright, and you want to make sure that you're past your last bite right here when you come under 3, just like that. Alright, so these are really the only 2 steps. You're exiting over 3 on this side, and you're exiting under 3 on this side. So in order to do that, we're going to go under 1 and then over 3 to exit. And this is how the pattern builds incrementally. The next time we come around, we're going to go under 2 over 3. The next time under 3 over 3, and so on and so forth. And it continues all the way around until we're done. Now try to keep your knots squared up like this. Keep all your overlaps clean. This is where organization will help, because it'll be easy to get lost at this point. Once the knot starts to form itself, you'll be able to see where you need to route your working end and everything. But for now, just try to keep this as clean as possible. It makes it much easier on you. Alright, so coming back around, we're going to pass our last cross. And like I said, it's the exact opposite. We went under 1 over 3 here, so we're going to go over 1 under 3 here. We always exit under 3 coming towards the right side of the knot, or the top, depending on how you're holding it, how you're tying it. So, over 1 under 3 to exit. This time we're going under 2 and over 3 to exit on the left side, or the bottom, however you're holding it. Like I said, always exiting over 3 going this way. In this one, we have to go over 2 in order to exit under 3, and make sure that you're past that last bite. Very important. Every time. Okay, so now, since we just went under 2, we need to go under 3, because we now have 6 parts that we're going under. This is what I was talking about. Builds incrementally, and it continues until we're done with the knot. So under 3, over 3, then over 3, under 3. Just like that. And we're not done yet. We got to keep going, because you can see the pattern's not developed in this portion of the knot. It is sort of back here, but it's not done. So, what do we do now? We've got 7 that we have to cross. Well, you always exit under 3 on this side. So in order to do that, we need to go over 1, under 3, over 3. Did I just say you exit under 3 on that side? I meant over. I'm sorry if I misspoke there. So it's the same. It's always exiting over 3 on this side. So on this one, it's the exact opposite. So under 1, over 3, under 3. It starts to get a little bit tight as the knot forms, builds up. You can kind of separate, because you're always working in between your standing end and your working end on this side. And you're always working between these 2 parts right here. So, next step, we just went over 1, so now we need to go over 2, because we added a part. So over 2, under 3, and over 3. Coming back up, the exact opposite. So we went under 1 here, now we're going under 2, over 3, there's one right down in there that you can barely see, but we're going 1, 2, 3, then we're going under 3, just like that. This will be our last pass, so we went over 2, now we're going over 1, 2, 3, splitting this pair here, under 3, splitting that pair right there, and over 3 to exit. And to finish the knot, you can come right back up next to your standing end, right here, by going under 3. That completes the knot, puts the same number of bites on this side as there is on this side. And your working end comes up next to your standing end, which makes it a true Turk's head. And it has that nice tire tread gaucho pattern with a set of arrows going this way and a set of arrows going the other way. And that is the Headhunter's knot. Thanks for watching.